4-man mosh pit followed by a tomb. Oh no!
Oh, a huge light bomb coming in on the Genji, and that's a 5-man light bomb. They're going to follow up, and they're going to get 1, 2, 3 kills.
And it's going to be everybody dying. Oh my god, when does this happen? Everybody's dead.
G'day. Welcome back to yet another cast. This is going to be... That's just not even the right division, is it? It's DS, aren't we? This is like the one thing I forget to change between matches. It's just like, oh yeah, we're going to a completely different division. Everything else I get right, but not that. But we do have Division D East this time. We have Rise and Grind facing off against ReGen Rebel. I am your host, V Line Bus, and this should be a good Division D East game. I do know a few people on both these teams. It should be a fun one. So, as I say, actually, also, I will point out, as the beginning of every match, I don't know who wins, I don't know who chooses map pick, I don't know who chooses first pick, because I like to be just in the dark as everyone else, because that's more fun for me, that's more fun to hear me have an honest reaction for everyone else, I'd imagine, as well. So, we do see Rise and Grind bans out Garden Terror as well as Sky Temple, while ReGen Rebel banned out Cursed Hollow and Dragonshire, and that leads us to Towers of Doom. And that is just opening up now, so we'll be open in just a few moments. But already looking at it, we should have some interesting comps coming out, and should be a fun series. Right, let me swap on over into the game. When I get that's right. Right, so we can see on the left-hand side, we have Brother Nature is on Felstar, or Aris is on Gul'dan, Life DG is on Anduin. We can see that Lost Dispatch is on Sonya, I think. Very good skin mount combination. Ow, my shoulder hurts. And Azrael Abyss is on Joanna. And on the right hand side, we have Meow Meow Cats on... Oh, Meow Meow Cats is actually on Vala, usually on offlane. Syl is on the Zul, Taco on May, Velaravia is on the Vega, and Postman Pat is on Orphea. I'm like, what was that hero called again? Coffin Girl. Can never remember it sometimes. But Brother Nature does take a decent amount of hit, and we do see a lot of wave clear. I think, yeah, the right side of ReGen Rebel is a bit more wave clear, but in terms of damage, both teams are taking a lot early on. We can see that Lost Dispatch lost over half their health. Anduin trying to keep everyone up, but struggling a little bit, and Velaravia is just going to get those occasional Qs out to make sure that her team survives the initial burst as well. Frost and Pat does step a little bit earlier without Taco. Taco is now there to help them. We can see that Azrael Abyss and Life DG trying to hold Taco in for as long as possible. Taco does have to Blizzard and then slide on out to pray that he doesn't die. Unfortunately, Rise and Grind didn't have anything else to kind of hold him there. Oh. I'm assuming there's some form of tech issue there, as we do get a oh, we're getting a reset. But yes, they do get a quick return to the game. Hope this isn't a theme throughout the game, because I imagine I don't think anyone lost because of a forfeit, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to cast this. But it's a bit sad that it had to happen that way. But right, we do have again camps and siege happening. So let's have a look at what is happening in terms of quests. I always love looking at the quests, my favorite thing. We do see Drain Build Gul'dan going Chaotic Energy at level 1. Frequent Fly and Felstar level 1 as well, so we're going to probably go into that percent damage build, that full auto attack build, as well as Joanna went Laws of Hope. If we don't have him side, we don't have too much stacking. The only main thing to note is Vala has gone Creed of the Hunter. And we do see a lot of damage coming up. Meow Meow Cats actually rolls in, pretty bold to do so into a comp such as that, but I guess there isn't the biggest engage / lockdown on the side of Rise and Grind up until they get Blessed Shield. Because really, oh yeah, Blessed Shield kind of be the main thing. Meow Meow Cat's taking a decent amount of damage from that one corruption, and that will be both Sapper Camps killed before too much can happen. Yeah, before too much can happen. Wave is getting cleared out. Let me close this. Other level 4's not about. We have Subdue. Something doesn't stack. Rhaegar doesn't stack here, so I'm going to close that for now. Oh, and we saw Karla's Gift. It's Karla's Gift for the later one. Jailers. Karla's Edict is a level 20, that's what it is. But yes, we can see that level 4 talents on now available for both sides. We do have Sonya having a little bit of trouble here at top with just 2 members pestering her a bit. And I wouldn't be surprised instead of seeing there being a fight for this mid one. We see that all of ReGen go, we do see all ReGen go top. The only thing is they both showed by this objective here. So not the stealthiest of approaches, but it is stealthy enough. We can see that Lost Dispatch is trying to get close to Syl. They do actually get close enough still to interrupt it. And now we have a full fight coming up. Syl in danger. Will we get targeted first? But trying to get Velaravia tries to save him, doesn't quite get the save on them. Aureus now actually next one to go down, so we're at 1-for-1 currently. Meow Meow Cats in danger. They need to live. They have the most important one to live. They do not want to lose their Gambit stack. Life DG is going to start channeling Last Ditch Patch, and Azrael Abyss trying their best to hold on. Maybe if Life DG was a bit more on the safe side of things, they may have been able to hold on there. But they are going, actually no, I should probably heal my team at this point. I'm not quite getting this in time. We can actually see that Rhaegar's the next one to go down. Taco getting peppered down slowly but surely, holds on. But that is a 2-for-1 in the favor of Rise and Grind. It still actually got back just now. That's how long that fight was going on. The first death has respawned, it's already back in lane. But right, back to the good old how this map works out. Just soak, rotate, soak, rotate, soak, rotate. For at least for the offlane, the other side is, oh, fight camp. Get camp. Do we need to fight camp? No, just get camp. Do we want to fight Veer camp? Yes. Maybe not. No. Go away. Get soak. Try Bush Sapper in. Oh, Sapper did not go in, etc., etc. But we can see that siege camps both being turned over at the same time. No chance to invade on either team. So we are just going to get rotated down again. Have a good old scuffle in the bottom lane. Good old little fight as we do see Sonya's just picked up her 7 now. Oh, we can see that Aureus is getting dove in on. Meow Meow Cat's doing the best. Does get blinded for Veer if it's Israel, but it's not wanting him to get away with too much. Gets a nice Q off of that. 80% slow can definitely do a lot. Live TG and Aureus just taking a decent amount of damage in backline. Felstart is covering mid-soak in the meantime. Interesting note. So I think that actually with that number down, ReGen Rebel may actually be able to get via Sapperson, despite Aureus and Israel Abyss doing this. Ping coming out, Aureus holding on. Thank you to Live DG with that safety pull, that trust issues button coming in handy so many times. We see that Brother Nature does have to use roll to get himself out of danger. Velaravia is getting pinged. It looks like they're wanting to kill the Rhaegar just before this object can come up. Clean's coming out on Taco. However, Velaravia is the one in more danger. As Taco's holding on for dear life. Velaravia barely holding on. Stuns is quite fine. Going down 200 health. Just 1 or 2 auto attacks. Finding them would have been spelled disaster. But they do need to back out, and they don't know if they can now contest the objective. We see Taco is halving. Velaravia is trying to keep their team up, but everyone is out of resources. It's going to be a tough. It's going to be tall order, no matter what you do. Right, we do see objectives coming up. Azrael Abyss has been scouted in the bush. Broken Pat does get a nice Q off. Does use his Chaos stacks. And now we have a very interesting fight as Aureus is in an awkward spot. But no, that is Last Dispatch getting stunned. However, that is Velaravia going down first. Last Dispatch getting relatively low. But no one's able to find the kill. Oh, that's disastrous if you're ReGen Rebel. You lost your heal and you couldn't quite find the next one. Brother Nature's relatively low. We do see him getting hit by Root. Does get hit by Syl does use Q. Isn't able to find the kill. Oh, this is constantly that ReGen Rebel is so close yet so far, but they did at least get objective as the large chunk of ReGen Rebel was able to chase Rise and Grind out of the objective. The tank of Taco was able to get that over to their side. So ReGen Rebel do have heroics first. It's pretty even so far. Like, it does seem that ReGen Rebel are having a little bit of a hiccup here and there, but for the most part, they managed to keep Vala alive, they managed to keep their main, like, damage alive, and that means it is borderline an even game, despite it being 4 shots slightly in favor and just a little bit in favor in terms of structures. But let's have a look at heroics. We do have Poison Nova by Zul, Crushing Jaws, Orphea, Icefall Lee. Oh, I went to go make Cool Mei, Li Ming. That's just not even remotely right. That's not even the same universe. Icefall on Mei. Rhaegar has Ancestral, Vala, I nearly called Vala. I don't know what I'm doing. I nearly called Vala Dahaka. I mentally had to stop myself before I even said the sentence. Went Vala, because I was about to go, Dahaka went Rain of Vengeance. That's not how that works. Vala went Rain of Vengeance. On the other hand side, we do see Horrify by Gul'dan. We see Wind Tunnel by And we see Gazlock. Oh my god, my words are just not working with me right now. Gust by Felstad. And we see now a team fight coming out. Last dispatch in a lot of danger. They are leap. We can see a very slow moving Fear as Subdue was found. We can see that Rhaegar's actually the first one to go down. Once again, Taco getting relatively low. Last dispatch has to back up. They already used leap. We can see Felstad is going to fly over and imagine we're going to see a roll in a Gust. Gust finds only Prosper Pat. Doesn't quite find Meow Meow Cats. Meow Meow Cats gets to live another day. Gets to keep their Gambit stack just a bit longer. However, Ult is coming up now. Taco was able to get out. And that is actually the side of Rise and Grind wanting to maybe find the the fort first of ReGen Rebel before they get these shots into get those extra 5. Meanwhile, is Sonya waiting to channel. Taco looking like they're posturing, wanting to stop this, but you can't really stop the oncoming tide. That is 3 sappers. And saying that, sorry, it's 6 sappers. There's 5 up now. And I imagine we're going to want to see, well, we're going to see Rise and Grind want to walk these in. Root coming out, finding Velaravia biting in, and we actually see 4 sappers still up, peppering the side of ReGen Rebel. Rise and Grind doing their best to make sure it pushes in. All but one are dead, and that last one is about to go down in just a few moments. Yep, there it goes. Velaravia did bite onto it. Nice combo by ReGen Rebel, getting 3 members stuck in it. Brother Nature using a Light Bomb. However, Felstad went down before Light Bomb can fully go off. I don't know if that's the intended target. We see that Prosper and Taco, just a little bit of danger there. Aureus getting all that damage on in the meantime. Now stuck in a blizzard, but meanwhile they do have a keep fort right here. Battlefield down to Meow Meow Cat, stepping up a little bit. Does get hit by the Joanna stun. Just watching Vala just do a few little spins in the corner, just going, yeah, I don't want to step into that. I'm going to be horrified, but at least have a brain going. And we can now see that ReGen Rebel is going to push into Rise and Grind, does use a Poison Nova, is very much wanting to get this back immediately. However, that is still going down. That Poison Nova damage, yeah, sure, did a lot, but unfortunately with how the, is it Call to Arms? Call for Assistance? With how that, Nexus anomaly changed the forts, well, forever, that they now target, they target the person who did the damage to the ally heroes, and unfortunately for Syl, they were targeted just a little bit too long, and Rhaegar wasn't able to keep them alive as Ancestral on cooldown. Now the question is Rise and Grind going to be able to hold on to this for long enough for the objective to come up, or is ReGen Rebel, well, ReGen Rebel, I guess is probably the correct sentence structure, going to be able to convert this back over just before they take 5 shots to the core once again? We can see that it may be the latter and not the former. Nope, they get that just in time as Felstad is only just going to get the channel over now. Barely able to get it, but well done by ReGen Rebel from stopping all 5 shots going through. Because you couldn't quite step around them sneakily just because of how much was all over the place, but you were able at least to stop too much from happening. Right, and it looks like we may see an invade from Rise and Grind. I don't know about this. I think on a small objective that ReGen Rebel may have the advantage. However, we do see a leap going in. We see Gus gussing everyone off to objective. Israel Abyss holding on to best again. Actually, that's Postman Pack going in first, then followed by Velaravia as it's quick 2 kills going to the side of Rise and Grind. Now we're at 8-2. Rough situation for ReGen Rebel, but they do have the tools to come back in. Like, we've seen that they do have actually a very good combo. If Icewall comes out, we can get a large combo between Crushing Jaws, Blizzard, and the Rain of Vengeances. They could be locked down for a while, and that can very likely be a kill intervene. Oh, Blizzard Shield finds May just before she can get out, and unfortunately for Taco, that is them going down. Life DG taking all the shots in the meantime, holds on for just long enough as level 16s are through for Rising. Oh my god, we don't see the Slam upgrade? I guess we're not Slam build, we're the old kind of double soak build of Beyblade with that kind of activatable 16 Nerves of Steel. But keep in mind, ReGen Rebel aren't that far behind them. ReGen Rebel, yes, a level behind, but they do at least have the same talent tier. And we do see Irvin grasp there from that totem. Falstad is going straight bottom. No one's going to contest Falstad, that's fine. But we do have a contest coming. Are we not going to contest? Yeah, my cat's just thinking about it. Taco, while not directly contesting, did at least hold Life GG off. Life GG, however, will be able to get both shots, and now we're going to see if a fight break out. There's no real need to fight here for either side, and we do see that as both sides decide to back off. Actually, we can chill. Probably ReGen Rebels might say we don't need to lose anyone else at the moment, and meanwhile, Rise and Grind are probably like, we're ahead, we don't need to play anything unnecessary. And saying that, Taco decides, yeah, let's go. We do see Poison Nova going off. Blizzard Shield doesn't quite find any fun. Israel Abyss misses it. Takes a lot of damage for the efforts. Does get hit by a nice stun by Taco, but they're not able to go down. Israel Abyss just holds on that a little bit longer. Anduin using that Trust Issues button twice now, using that upgrade. Ooh, Brother Nature thought about flying in behind him using Gust, but decides, you know what? Not the best idea. Let's not do that right now. I feel like playing a little bit safe, not diving behind the line, because if I miss Gust, well, I'm a bit screwed, aren't I? Which, fair enough, you don't want to be a bit screwed, do ya? Oh, there goes my, just coming out with my good old oceanic words. Let's just go in there, let's get this camp. Gonna take it. Oh, let's look over at the enemy camp, maybe. Oh, no, maybe just go to lane, see if we can defend fort. Maybe not going to get there in time. But we do see that it is going to be taken by the side of ReGen Rebel. Brother Nature flies in behind. Gus, Sil, and Valeravian, however, is in danger of themselves. Does need to use barrel roll to get out. Does get hit by it. Anduin does not have a Trust Issues button up. They're doing their best to keep Brother Nature alive. However, Brother Nature will go down. We see Blessed Shield coming out trying to save him. However, will not quite do it. Aureus now been in danger. And we do see that ReGen Rebel are probably now back in this, getting 2 quick kills just before the objective phase. There's not time for both Falstad and Gul'dan to respawn. That is the main damage missing from Rise and Grind. So, I'd like to see ReGen get aggressive here. I'd like to see them take both objectives and boss. And we can see that Taco, Sil, and Velaravia are stepping up. Meow Cat's not too far away, but just quickly clearing on wave. And Prospenpat does get Vera on objective. Sil gets Viz. Boss, 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 boss. Go kill that boss. And yep, they do indeed do so. Meow Cat's finally joining the team to melt it, so... And this is kind of the momentum shift that ReGen Rebel needed to get back in it. Nice. And that, what was looking kind of before, now it was a quick 12 shots in quick succession into the core of Rise and Grind. And now suddenly we're 2 alters difference in between the team as opposed to the 5 from before. And now they're getting their own camp. You can see that they're sparking now. They're just starting to fire on all cylinders. ReGen Rebel's gone, you know what, this is ours. Let's go, champ. Right, sorry about it. I'm just having a little few... Again, I'm having like a few difficulties. I just reach over one hand. I'm like, my arm was cramping a little bit. Makes it a little bit harder. But let's have a quick look at stats over here. Pretty even siege between the two offlaners. We do actually see Gul'dan stuck. Nice Gust, meaning that follow-up won't be there for Aureus, as Aureus is being pulled out. Israel Abyss steps up, uses the Blessed Shield. Not quite much going to be able to won't be found by it. The Sap is being held right at the point's edge, but does get, well, all 3 do get pushed in barely enough to get that going. Hero damage. Gul'dan's actually well ahead of the next person. 49.8k, almost 16k ahead of the next. Sorry, 14k ahead of next, which Falstad and Val is not too far behind that. Healing. A lot more healing done by Rhaegar than it is by Anduin. It looks to be about 7k. And in terms of tanking, Mei and Joel are taking a lot. Just simplest, but a lot. But let's close this. Let's see how this next objective goes.
The time is now, heroes.
The time is now, heroes. Joe stalls it out for a little bit. Does drop the Iron Skin, step back up, does get a nice slow on it. But Taco and Prospenpat realizing actually they may have to fight this one if that's the case. We're getting a lot of posturing now. However, Storm Talents are found for Rise and Grind, and I'm wondering if ReGen Rebel really still want to step into this. Like, it's not the end of the world if his objective's got him. No, they do just decide to give it. Because, yeah, if they give the objective, they don't lose, and ReGen Rebel don't lose anyone. It's not the end of the world, it sucks, but next objective phase, they still need at least 2 altars unless they can get bottom. But now we see heroic Storm Talents through both teams, so let's have a look at what's happening. So, we see Haunt from Gul'dan, we see Wind Tunnel Falstad, Invulnerable Joanna, Ignore Pain on Sonya, and Anduin went in a fire. Then on the other side we see Andariel's Visage on the, I believe that's what it's called. On Vizul, we see a team fight maybe about to break out, so I'm going to have to quickly run through these. Engulfing Oblivion, we also have Shatter from May, Farsia's Blessing from the Rhaegar, and Farflight Quiver from Prosper Pat. Not Prosper Pat, but yeah, Cats. Well, and that wind tunnel was stopping them from actually doing anything. We see an excellent 5-man leap, then Lightbomb follow up. However, Horrify does kind of screw up a little bit, but in all, there was the Farsia's Blessing happening in the middle of that, so it may have splashed for healing off on everyone. But that was the combo that Rise and Grind have been looking for, and you can just see that ReGen Rebel was not ready. Just because it has such a range of, such an extended range of engagement. Thank you to that wind tunnel and leap, being able to leap from quite far away. Now we have an issue for ReGen Rebel. ReGen Rebel need to stop both objectives to stay in this. I don't know how feasible that is, but that's what they need to do. Tarko's calling GG. I think they realized that that's all they wrote. Rhaegar's decided camp is going to be their final thing. And that looks like to be the first map of the series. Going over to the side of Rise and Grind. It's going to be GG called by both sides, as the shots will fire one more time. And there it goes. Right. Let's have a look at our game summary screen, I guess, as there's not really too much else to do, because both teams kind of knew where that was going by the end of it. Game summary. Cut. Yes, yes. Right. So you can see Gul'dan and Falstad both did a lot of damage. That Joe did so much to shield front line. And Taco tried their best to shield their back line, but just the amount of damage that was coming out onto even Taco alone was just a bit ridiculous, as they were forced out quite a bit. In terms of Soak and Siege, Zul and Sonya very close. Similarly for Soak, very close. Roughly 240 difference, actually exactly 240 difference between them. Meaning that, yeah, they're basically step and step with each other, and both teams got their relatively same time. Hero damage, already talked about, so yeah, slightly in favor of the side of Rise and Grind. ReGen Rebel did seem to struggle a little bit on that map, but I want to see if they can come back in the next one. Again, I do not know. Could I not be tied for 5 seconds? Didn't quite know how that's going to go, but we'll see where we get up to next, as let's jump on over to our map view screen and get on out of this game. Is Rise and Grind 1, map 1. Quick replay. And what is map 2? Oh, I've had such a good streak this morning of not having this map. Some Infernal Shrines. And why is this not... I see sometimes it just decides not to show the winner. Like, I have a control of it, does all this, but sometimes it just doesn't want to. It's like, nah, heck you, man. You ain't shit. I'm like, well, because I want to do the one thing. But we do have a next game starting up in just a few moments, as let's swap on over now. Oh, I timed it right. Let's go. I love timing it right. Yes. Right, so on the right hand side of ReGen Rebel, we have Prostman Pat is on Ghoul Daniel. Still is on Mephisto, so we got a nice double mage comp. Interesting. Meow Meow Cats is on Sonya. Velaravia on Stukov, and Taco is on Blaze. I like this comp. I like the zone control that we have for this comp for the actual shrines itself. But on the other hand, we have Israel Abyss on the Muradin, Life DG on... I nearly called it Maev. Malfurion. Aureus is on Vala. Brother Nature is on... I bring fire to your people. Kael'thas. And we have a Space Yoshi himself. Last Dispatch on Dahaka. But right. Gul'dan is... I was going to say, they're already split. We can already see that ReGen Rebel is split. I'd maybe like to see Gul'dan with the team, just because that means there's an easier 4-man rotate. Brother Nature checks the bush below him just to make sure the last dispatch has actually picked up a spell armor to start. That's very smart by then. It kind of will make things a lot more difficult for Sil and Gul'dan to do the Prosper Pat to do the damage. Thinking about Prosper Pat, they're getting dove on Hammer, hitting them Aureus, doing their best to follow up on it. And they barely, no, they don't quite get out. That bullet kept vision of him for just long enough for Aureus to finish the kill. And that is very unfortunate if you are ReGen Rebel. That's not quite the start you're looking for. Right, let's just talk about comps, because we all know how this starts out. Oh, we kill a wave, we rotate, we kill a wave, we rotate. One more wave, yep, camps are up. You guys do camps, we do bottom wave, etc, etc. Both comps have good engages. Slightly better by Israel Abyss than Blaze, just because of Blaze's one. If it doesn't hit, man, it doesn't hit, but if it hits, holy, it hits. But the zone control of ReGen Rebel for objective may be better. Sure, it really depends on who gets on it first, because we have a Muradin and a Malfurion and a Kael'thas to hold things off. But if you're the side of ReGen Rebel, you have a Blaze, you have Gul'dan, you have a Stukov, and as well as a Sonya. You have a lot to. Oh, I guess also Darker. Like, I think the objective fights may slightly favor ReGen Rebel if they don't spread bombs. But if bombs bring spread a bit too much, it may favor Rise and Grind. We'll just have to wait and see how that goes when the first objective's called in about 30 seconds. It starts in about a minute time from now. See, level 4s are now picked up for the side of Rise and Grind. They do have a little bit of advantage in that regard. But I do like that ReGen Rebel to get bottom camp before their own, because it meant that they are able to get that early pressure off and get that mid camp off them. Still does have the bomb on them, is able to spread it from everyone else. And right, level 4s are picked up from both sides. The shrine is active soon. Prepare yourselves for the slaughter. Nice, and we do have a frozen shrine coming up, so that will be a powerful one to start off with. Frozen punishes are really nothing to be trifled with, as the ability to turn off structures is amazing for anyone who gets them, and it may set the pace of a match with whoever gets this. So fingers crossed, ReGen Rebel get it. I do like setting a free map series. However, it looks like Rise and Grind are going to be ones to start it and set up earlier. And this is what we're talking about both comps. Both comps really want to be the ones to set up. At least ReGen Rebel will have a little bit of an easier time breaking into it, thanks to Syl. That Mephisto is very good to break past static defenses, thanks to the shade of Mephisto. Meanwhile, we can see Taco getting a nice stun onto Israel Abyss. Many of they are able now to push in. That's not Sleepy Root, that's Big Root, isn't it? Yeah, but it is Mana Root. Interesting. Taco is looking to push in. We can see a nice stun by Taco. Brother Nature getting relatively low. We can see that they are trying to back up, but no, that will be the Kael'thas going down. Velaravia in the root trying to hold on. We see Aureus getting their first quest step done. Last dispatch looking for Tongue. Does actually hit Tongue on Taco. That'll be Taco going down, so what looks like to be a favorable fight for ReGen Rebel now has become a bit more questionable, as Rise and Grind has found 7s and did find the tank for ReGen Rebel. However, they are still going to try clear it. Velaravia doing their best to get that Silent Circle out, get the last few hits on the minions. And ReGen Rebel is just a few minions off getting it for themselves. However, now it is just 2 off between each other, 32 to 34 between Rise and Grind and ReGen Rebel. But Rise and Grind is getting close, but we'll be able to give it to 3 to 1, 2 to 1, 2 to 2. We do see that as one going down, but Frozen Punishment barely goes over to ReGen Rebel as they trade out Sonya and oh, they lose Sonya and Gul'dan. Problem not ideal, as you're listening to a lot of your damage, but they were at least able to find Muradin in the process. The tank for the side of Rise and Grind. Oh, jumped in actually find anyone. Interesting. Wait, where's Sonya? Oh, just respawning now. Oh, why did I think Sonya was on one side? Where's Dahaka? Dahaka's soaking. Okay, so ReGen Rebel able to find a whole gate. Able now to open that up. That makes things much easier later down the line. You're able to dive a bit further. The siege camp's now not quite as safe for Rise and Grind to push in on, but ReGen Rebel shit. Do at least still have that tower there keeping watch over them. Syl has found the enemies. Syl went, maybe not a great idea to blink into that, so let's not. Hammer, hammer, hammer. And we can see now that Rise and Grind did manage to pick up that bottom siege camp. Now I have a 2 heroes top. Yeah, okay, it's then Prosman Bat top. Interesting. Meanwhile, Rise and Grind is doing their siege camp. I still cooked on Gul'dan, cool. There we go, that's now fixed. Let's zoom back out. As you see now that ReGen Rebel is starting their own camp. Sonya, I don't think you want. I was like, I thought Sonya was about to go try clear. I'm like, buddy, that's a whole bunch of people there. That's a dangerous idea. Endurance of. No. But it's just a Shadow Mephisto sound. Anyway, speaking of heroics, we do see that Rise and Grind finds theirs. As we do see Avatar Mirrodin, Adaptation, Dahaka, Reign of Vengeance on Vala. Malfurion and Kael'thas still thinking. I imagine we're going to see a Phoenix and not a Pyroblast, and I imagine we're going to see it. I want to see a Twilight Dream, but we do see Tranquility. But hey, it is what it is. And there's Phoenix. And on the other side, we do see Massive Shove from Stukov. We do see Durance of Hate from Mephisto, Leap, Sonya, Combustion Blaze, and Horrify on Ghoulish Daniel. Last Dispatch and Meow Cat's having a good old fight up top. Just listening to him, like, yeah, you can just heal it, you can feel it. We can do see the tongue hit Meow Cats does have to wait out. Let's have a look bottom as Taco is doing their best to get down Brother Nature and Life DG use combustion process. See Massive Shove went on to Last Dispatch doing their best to hold Velaravia in. Velaravia unfortunately a little bit abandoned by their partner of Taco. Taco just left him to the wind, and that will be the healer of ReGen Rebel going down. I did actually close my eyes during that. Well, there was a little scuffle top. I'm going to be honest, that's the reason why I didn't know what's happening. But we do see Last Dispatch did actually burrow down and got the tongue. That's the reason why there was Velaravia going down. And now we can see a heavy push going out despite mid being the... Oh god. Next ejector coming up. It was bottom that was pushed into quite heavily, might I add. Alright. Uridin's going up, seeing if they can stop Meow Cats from getting too much a push. We see Blaze has just finished New Habits as well as Gul'dan, finishing off his Drain Life at level 1 via Chaotic Energy. And that level 1 for Blaze is very important. New Habits means that now he has an unstoppable ability, which if you're a frontliner, sometimes very much needed. And Taco has waded into the middle of everything, and there'll be Blaze going down first. We see still pumping out the damage he can. Last Dispatch having to use Adaptation, but holds on for barely long enough. Adaptation heals him back up to basically full, well, full enough to where ReGen Rebel was unable to stop. Rise and Grind does get Horrified, however Horrify unable to find anything off the back of it, despite them being a good 2-3 man. We see Gul'dan trying their best, just going to poke from afar, get what minions they can, and this time objectives in favor of Rise and Grind. We see Meow Cats is getting hit by Aureus bottom. We see Still was trying their best to clean everything up, but we can see Abyssal Abyss goes on the Postman Pat, as well as Velaravia. Won't quite be able to find anything from it, but definitely putting the pressure on. And that looks like it's just a few steps off, but objective will go over to the side of Rise and Grind. And one more. There it is. But Israel Abyss will be going down in the process. That is very unfortunate if you're that Mirrodin. That poor dwarf. Meow Cats chasing on Aureus. However, thank you to the Immortal Stun, it's able to actually hold Meow Cats in place. With a tongue follow-up, that is just how sometimes a cookie crumbles. And that is Meow Cats going down to Punisher and friends. Right, next check is up. We do see a nice triple stun by the Punisher this time. Taco need drop unstoppable, getting chased out by the Punisher. Live GG looked to get a little bit too aggressive, wanted the kill. However, wasn't quite supported by the team and will go down for their sins. Nice triple stun by Punisher once again. This Punisher's getting a lot of triple stuns, man. Good fear by Gul'dan as that is Kael'thas going down. This Gul'dan's actually hitting some very good fears. I could not imagine to be this good at Gul'dan. For some reason, I just don't understand how Horrify works. I never get it out in time. It always is like a second too late and suddenly the opposition's going the wrong way. I'm like, well, that seems like a goddamn waste when I use it. But everyone else seems to pop off with it. Man, I need VS skills. I need to steal them. No, I don't need to steal them. I have my own set of skills. And apparently one of them is just the gift of the gab as I'm here talking about the game instead of playing it. And we can see now that Rise and Grind is doing their best to exert that camp pressure, paint the map blue. Israel Abyss know that they're on it, but will they want to step in? No, they don't. Right on. This guy's taken. We do see. Oh. So we see Phoenix come out. We see a lot of damage coming out actually from the side of ReGen Rebel was just taking a little bit too much damage. There's a lot of damage coming out. Meow Cats leaps onto both Brother Nature and Last Dispatch to help him get out. And this is not quite going down. Give alternate seed. Is it a social media platform? Also, hope you're doing well today, Hector. But we do now see that the side of Rise and Grind is going to be pushing into ReGen Rebels for it as well. Yeah, also, I'm so annoyed that I had to yawn through the middle of that. I apparently just got a bad sleep last night, but I keep waking up because of the pain in my shoulder, which, fun fact, kids, don't dislocate your shoulder. That's my life advice to anyone watching. As Meowcats tries to get up, we do have him give a heal off. We see a lot of damage coming out. Root follows up onto him. Meowcats doing the best, does get hit by Tongue at the end, and that will be them going down to Kael'thas in the end. As that is Rise and Grind now going to be pushing on to... Oh! I don't use that. Don't think I will be using it. But we do see Silver's going on to Azrael Abyss. Not quite going to find the damage for it, just because they are a Mephisto who needs that kind of team fight to hold off on. And we can see they are getting up there. They got Skull Missile build done. Actually, most quests completed now for the side. All quests completed now for the side of ReGen Rebel, but Rise and Grind is still going to finish out Valor 1. Valor 1 very hard to finish out. But Kael'thas did get off their Mana Shield quest. However, that's still infinite stacking. Similarly for, I don't know what this talent's actually called, Deep Roots, that's also infinitely stacking, just giving Buffy more mana. I don't know what, I've never looked at Deep Roots as a talent, man. I don't choose it. I either go Sleepy Roots of Emerald Roots? I think it's called Emerald Roots. Okay, Taco. Or going Vengeful Roots, where I want to send my son Trent to college, and you're trying to get him stacks of, for more stacks he gets, the better of a college he's going to, and if you get enough stacks, you send your son Trent to Ivy League. That's the ultimate goal of stacking Vengeful Roots. Anyway, next objective is up. We have an Arcane Punisher, and, well, Rise and Grind is getting the early advantage on it. Dahaka's not quite with the team yet, but he's Burrow. He could be there in just a few moments. Speaking of which, there is Burrow now. We see Azrael Abyss getting a hammer onto Blaze. Blaze taking a lot of damage in process. Getting hit by Root. Doesn't he drop the Unstop? There is the Horrify following out. And the Combustion as well. However, it's Dahaka going down first. Leap finding Mirrodin just as they land for the jump. And Brother Nature also getting hit by the Leap as well. We can see Meowcats is trying to hold on. Does back out. Person that was a bit more of a concern. As that is most heroics used now. All we have left is Massive Shove from Stukov and one charge of Rain of Vengeance. Speaking of which, we do see Rain of Vengeance coming out now. There's a little bit of laddering. Taco's in danger. Ezreal Abyss went to do the Goomba Stomp, tried to jump on top of him, but wasn't able to do so. Aureus is chasing him out. Frost and Pat now in an awkward situation. We do see Hammer coming out just onto them. We see Silence under them. Oh, as I say, maybe Velaravia is able to save him Silence because I think Q is on cooldown, but no. It's a little bit too much damage at the end of the day, and Ghoulish Daniel will go down to them. Right. And we can see next objective. This objective is over to Rise and Grind, so we've gone the last two now, and hopefully get a decent push with it. So it looks like that ReGen Rebels just decided to leave it be. They're like, you know what? Heck that. Let's go anywhere else. And yeah, they're going to go clean up camps, paint the map red. They're trying to get that experience back in it. They're trying to get what macro pressure they can outside of it. Meanwhile, this top 4 is going down. But I don't think painting the map red will be worth losing a keep over. Because we see Taco's already at the line, ready to make it jump. There's a Q. There's a jump. No. Not Iron Skin. He does not have Iron Skin. I say no Pyromania used there. But I guess there's not really any need to use the Unstop. You're in a relatively safe spot. Sure, Mirrodin could have jumped over water and jumped on you, but it's not like a Frozen Punisher. It's not going to be too much of a concern. Right, Punisher is down, but is this a safe play by Rise and Grind? Leap barely makes it onto the objective, and that is actually the side of Rise and Grind just gives it over. Very, very smart. All 5 members of our hand, my arm, ow! Give me a moment. Oh, that sucks. Right, we do see that the side of Rise and Grind did back out of it. Very smart play because all 5 members of ReGen Rebel were there. And you're not quite wanting to feed over just one camp such as that. Unfortunately, you had to give it up, but at the end of the day, you'd rather hold on to your members as you are closer to those Storm talents than ReGen Rebel is currently. So, let's see where this goes. Next objective is going to go bottom, so it looks like that Rise and Grind wants to open this up, make sure that ReGen Rebel don't have any easy access fountains, that they will have now access over them. We can see a little bit of why is Life DG halving? Was that necessary? I don't know. Yeah, I'm in your boat, Raka. This is something I've never heard of. Last dispatch is an awkward situation now. Taco, you need to go. You need to wait for him to burrow. You need to go now. There's a burrow. Yep, a little bit too late. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Last dispatch was very patient on that burrow and was able to survive because of it. Does drop. Did actually use adaptations. They do have those level 20s. That was changes. Yeah, changes survival, whatever it's called. We just see Leap come out. Meow Meow Cats. Meow Meow Cats hits both Israel Abyss and Last Dispatch, both getting relatively low. However, it's the front line of ReGen Rebel going down as they are fighting down Heroics now. Velaravia gets whipped by Last Dispatch. However, will hold on for a little bit. That will be Ghoulish Daniel going down next. Velaravia will be soon to follow. And Sil is trying to run for their lives. It's like, actually, you know what? Heck this. I'm not dying here. Later, losers. Alright, let's talk about these Storm talents that have come up. We do have Farflight from Quiver, from Vala, Adaptation, Change is Survival from Dahaka. Rewind Muradin. Oh, yes! I love Lunar Shower as a talent. It's such a fun talent on Malfurion. But Lunar Shower from Malfurion. And Kael'thas went Flamethrower. Meanwhile, interesting that we've gone mid. Top was a bit easier to open up, I guess. But I guess we did have a minion wave already mid to push with the side of Rise and Grind. As we can see, it looks like we may be getting an end call. No, they don't. They look to just do camp because, well, ReGen Rebel, despite their staggered respawns, are still respawning at the end of the day, and it's not really something you want to deal with if you're Rise and Grind. Just because fighting under core, bit dangerous, especially one such as these, which can root you in place and make things, your life a little bit more difficult and not quite fun, as I would call it. But right, heroic Storm talents now through for both sides, because we see picked up on the other side, we see Haunt by Gul'dan, we see Burn Notice Blaze, we see Ariat Crater from Sonya. Okay, we see Materials of Hate upgrade, Unspeakable Horror by Mephisto, and Bio Explosion Switch from the Stukov. This will be a interesting final. This may be a final fight. Essentially, the side of ReGen Rebel need to win this. Both teams are kind of posturing, slowly getting things out. Gul'dan trying their best to make sure things happen. We see Taco is scattered by Last Dispatch. Both teams are now here. Let's just drop this because the fight is about to break out. Israel Abyss does hit a nice double stun with their hammer. That is Phoenix used. Velaravia standing in the midst of it. Does actually get interrupted by Last Dispatch with their route. And that is Taco stuck on an island. However, Velaravia is one to go down first. Taco barely holding off long enough. They do get the combustion off, but will go down next. And there'll be two down for the side of ReGen Rebel, Rise and Grind. We see Aureus actually chasing Meow Meow Cats. However, Meow Meow Cats does have a move speed as well as Aureus. Aureus trying their best to finish him off. Leap comes out, doesn't actually quite fight Aureus in time. They do die before they can land. And that will be that objective going over to the side of Rise and Grind. And with 4 members of ReGen Rebel down, I don't know how feasible it is that they're able to hold on here. Rise and Grind basically will be looking to end. It just depends how long it takes them to get through everything. And I think Sil is going to need to stall everything out. But I believe they can do so as they do have the necessary tools for it. Right. This fort is quickly going down. Mortar Punisher doing its job, tearing it apart. You can see now that this keep is next on the chopping block. Oh, actually, Core's next on the chopping block. GG call by Aureus. Still not quite wanting to go in there. Oh, I like the little bears. I only just noticed it. But that will be the game and the series. Going over to the side of Rise and Grind. GG called by both sides. Taco thanking the opposition for the set. Good manners. Good manners. Like it. Golf clap. I can't clap currently. I don't have a second hand, but golf claps all around. Anyway, let's change it over to the game summary screen. As we can see, Vala did a metric butt ton more damage. 30k more than almost... Yeah, 30k more than almost 30k more than next person, roughly 23k to be exact. Soak, Meow Meow Cats did have it over Last Dispatch and Siege, however, because of how Dahaka works, they were able to stay in lane longer and get that last bit of minion wave soak that were available, while Sonya was doing a bit more structure damage. Otherwise, yeah, again, in favour of Rise and Grind. Rise and Grind's turning out to be quite a strong competition this season. I if I recall, they've won the other game that I cast from them. I'm not quite sure of the standing itself, but they are doing well, to say at least. So, very good stuff by them getting that map under their belt. But let's have a look quickly at talents, anything that stands out. I like Q-Build on Mephisto. It's not picked up very often, but it can be very effective. I'm not good at Mephisto. I'm not one to judge. He's difficult. I'm bad. It's as easy as 1 + 1 does equal 2 sometimes. Other things, I did like the Dahaka going spell armor on his W. It meant they were able just to stay in the fights for as long as they were, and because of the W spell armor constantly ticking, because they have a cooldown reduction at 7, they were able to hold on for long enough where they weren't going to die by any just random mage spell that just came through. Right, but let me swap it on over to the map view screen. Right, we can see it was a 2-0 by the side of Rise and Grind, taking out first Towers of Doom and then taking out the second map of Infernal Shrines, which I was so happy. I was like, I haven't done Infernal Shrines today. I got through. This was the third match. I was like, yes, no Infernal Shrines, let's go. And then my hopes were dashed. Anyway, that's been it for me this series. I have one more cast this morning and maybe looking to do a couple of live ones this afternoon, depending on how quick they go or not. But I will catch you all in a few moments once I set up my final map of the replays for today at least. So, see you all soon.